To the the Big Gabe Weekly, and we're back in the finals of Best of 5. Let me first introduce the man who the tournament is named after, winning more than anyone else, at least through the first set of them. I'm not sure if that's entirely true, but his legacy continues and will grow. And we didn't think it was possible, but in the top left, the German Terran player on Mouse Sports. It is Heromarine. And the crowd cannot be seen for the gravity well that is Big Gabe has sucked them all in. He's won 27, and this is number 56, I think. So that is a ridiculous level of dominance, especially when you consider. Jimmy, can we consider? On the other side of the map, in the bottom right, a player who was not even born. He came out after Brood War did. He's got more APM than the entire Bronze League combined and then some. He's the Slayer of Cyril, and so many more. It is, on Team Clash, Reynor. I have no idea how he came up with that name. I don't know, maybe the Italian version of Reynor is with an E or something, but either way. Or maybe he's just like, it's Reynor, but it's different, and also I play Zerg, but it's my favorite character. We've all made names when we were 12 years old that we wondered after, like, why we did that. Some of us are well into their 20s when they choose a name that is incredibly poorly optimized for search engines, despite basing their entire career off of essentially search engines. Nesty. Alright. Did it... Well, as we all know in the Big Gabe Weekly, Reapers actually do damage to Zerg players, and even when Clem isn't playing. We said it was a spell. He just originally said it was a spelling mistake. I mean, we've all been there. Just misspelled. I didn't think Italians had a different alphabet, but like maybe their interpretation is different. I don't know. Reynor. I can't do it. I'm gonna butcher it. And I'm gonna anger all of my Italian fans. I apologize. I'll send you a juicy pineapple pizza to make it up to you. Meanwhile, after all that is said and done, Heromarine, of course, and now this has become the standard. Big Gabe's been doing this for years, but it's kind of shifted back into the meta. Is 3cc, super early 3cc. Even before really getting a starport up. So early that if you want to oh my god, he's going mech. Big Gabe giving us the Big Mac. Wait, where is that factory? Oh, he's hiding it. He's hiding the Big Mac. Oh, he's gonna take Reynor to McDonald's. McDonald's, you gotta pronounce it more, otherwise the pun doesn't work. Come on. That's just a terrible pun build. I'm excited to see it. It's been a little while. He's definitely played in the past, like a battle mech style, where you focus more on Cyclone Hellion. Wait, what? What is this? Oh no, it's Biocurious. Or is it Flex Terran? They have so many options. It's kind of disgusting. Anyway, one OV sniped up. Brenda! What? What? We can't fly. Don't... Shh. The Viking somehow sniped one off. Just Big Gabe off to a rough and roaring start here. Is this... I think this is Flex Terran here. Yeah, Biocurious is when you start with Bio, and then you go into like a super heavy factory, like 3 factories on 3 base. Flex Terran is when you get 2 factories, and then get Stim, and then get... Well, essentially you just kind of do everything and hope for the best, and it's going pretty well thus far. Because right now, Heromarine, not only did he go for a quick 3cc, Not only did he get 2 factories, not only does he have stim, he's also getting an armory and a medevac. Gets a queen. Gives her the bouncy house treatment, which is fun until you die. So it's fun for the rest of your life. I've seen a couple play. I forget how this ends. What do I mean by that? Like, it looks like it's just going to be a Blue Flame Hellbound push into bio. But I mean, you can keep making Hellbats. What year is it? The Viking finding 3 Overlord kills, which is just unheard of. And then here come... The Evo chamber is not actually walling off, which is surprising. Usually you'll see a wall off if you're going to make your Evos at your 3rd. Only getting a couple drones here, but Heromarine doesn't need to do economic damage like you'd usually typically think of a Terran. Because he got a 3rd, right now he's got 60 SCVs running the gauntlet of queens. Very judgy. They're very judgy. And also they try to kill you. But, unfortunately, girls, there's no creep to the main! Everything, somehow, Heromarine is getting all up in everything. He hasn't done, well, it's a bit of a mess, to be honest. Like, oh, how does he, I don't know, he gets extra power in his tournament. They just made all his units take 10% less damage, okay? It's written in, it's a custom mod. Because everything seems to be going fine. Even when Heromarine goes in too deep, he seems to get out with plenty of units. Impressive for someone his size. Well, besides that Viking, that was lazy. That was a lazy move. He deserved that one. Clearing out some creep. I mean, it's not like Reynor. Is that a Baneling drop? Oh. Alright, buckle up and buckle in. Because right now, I'm feeling it. We got Baneling drops. We got huge economies. Upgrades even. Economy's good. I just said that. Production is on point. Heromarine is best known for many things, but one of his best attributes is multitask. Hitting multiple places at once with an effective amount of units quickly while still maintaining his macro back home. Reynor's the same, though. They're both very active. They can't stand still. They don't want to just sit back and make the right units. They want to get something done while they're... Brenda, what are you doing? Oh my god, Karen, we told you not to go out there. This is what happens. So the Blue Flame Hellbats, they don't seem to have convinced Reynor that this is mech. The knitting crew is on the way. Wow, that went poorly. Well, here's the thing, though. If you're trading Banelings for Hellions, but at what cost? Because remember, Banelings cost gas, and they can only attack once. So, it's not that, like, losing 8, 9 Hellions or Hellbats for a dozen Banelings is not a terrible trade. Especially if you have 77 SCVs to fall back on. Reynor, of course, has a great economy, but remember, this is only a 900 difference. It looks dramatic, it really is. But here come the Marines, the next course on the menu. Meanwhile, at the back, also, a drop at the 3rd. Also, that medevac's hanging out. Widowmine on the ground. Dealing with the Banelings at the side, and the wall is there, and the Banelings shouldn't... Well, yeah, what are you going to do? Okay. Okay. Moving on. I believe the Overlord was taken out. Widowmine still firing. Unfortunately, doesn't get much. Another medevac. Medevac's going in. Medevac's going out. Hard to keep track of. We got looks a little bit more like an airport than a concerted attack here from Heromarine. Another Widowmine. Medevac's at the natural. Some more Widowmines. Drilling Claw's not done yet. Attack at the front. Reynor trying to handle it. Reynor chilling at 500 APM. Heromarine at 300 something. Of course, some of that comes from just Zerglings taking a ton of APM to make. Also, Heromarine, that German efficiency. Sniping the base. He's got enough medevacs. He picks them up. He gets them out. The appropriate amount left behind in order to buy time so the rest can survive. All of this, what Heromarine has done, he's safely secured his 4th. He's got a 5th on the way. But Reynor, remember, he's not a pushover here. Not at all. Reynor's he's biting around the edges. Both sides are, but mostly Heromarine. But Reynor hasn't really been slowed down. He's just been kind of... He's gotten everything he needed, just not everything he wanted. Is a better way to describe it. Like, he would love to have all of the hatcheries on this side of the map, but you can only mine from so many with so many drones. Especially, we're 10 minutes in. The main isn't even mined out. The incomes are redonkulous, is the technical term. 3,700 minerals a minute for Reynor, and Heromarine quite close to it. He drops a couple mules, he'll surpass it. And on top of that, 1,300 gas, 1,200 gas a minute. So 5,500 a minute per player. They're spending it. Look at the money. Somehow they're maxed, but still finding ways to spend it. Only now is Reynor banking up. And that's where much of these hundreds of actions go. But wait! The netting crew cut down regicide from Big Gabe. And this is the attack here. 2-2 is done. He's maxed out. He's got Marines. He's got tanks. He's cleared the creep earlier. But Reynor has options from all sides. Heromarine standing, using his tanks to tank. An appropriate method, especially against that many banelings. There isn't too much creep here if he can get a hold of this, but here come the Lurkers. Also the flank from the north. The Lurkers dunking on top. This army surrounded on all sides, and Reynor will shred it. He handles it. But Heromarine reinforcements on the way. Wait, a surprising amount of Marines survived all this. Lurker range is not yet done, and Lurker speed and speed burrow are not done either. Lurker range is about to complete, making these Marines a lot less effective against him, but he splits, he stims, and does he win? Forced to pull back is Reynor, back towards his fort. The upgrades are now vulnerable in those weirdly placed evolution chambers. I pointed out earlier, I was wondering why he built them there, because it didn't really seem to do anything besides be a punching bag for whatever units show up. Unfortunately, this is a very important punching bag to keep alive right now, as +1 ranged attack for those Lurkers and Hydras, as well as +3 carapace across the board. But Heromarine continues the siege. He's now got as many workers as Reynor. He's closing in on 3-3 as well. The Evo chambers, and also the Lurkers themselves. 1-2, targeted down, Nidus in the main. Down goes the Overseer, but the Nidus adds an extra wrinkle to all this. Will Reynor, with a flank from both sides, be able to take out enough? And then go into the Nidus and finish off the rest. Heromarine stands his ground. And the Nidus has nothing in it. It's a threat. But Heromarine is a larger one in so many ways on the other side of the map. One Lurker pops out. The scan comes out before the Lurker burrows. Lurker scampers away. Meanwhile, the push. Big Gabe with the onslaught of Terran. Reynor battered down, loses base, loses upgrades, gonna lose 2. He cleans up the Nidus, just shrugs it off with a scowl, I would imagine. Like, how dare you? I am crushing your economy. You dare Nidus me? And why do you think he's crushing the economy? Probably not a huge factor, but Reynor, not out of it yet. If there's anyone that can claw their way out of a situation with Lurkers, it's the Italian Stallion on the other side. He's been in tough spots before, but his Lurkers just seem to do more. The medevacs are out of energy. That's how hard they've been working. Tanks loaded up. Heromarine, it's not a desperation move. Until, wait a second, Hydras are here, but it's not enough. It's a full drop. The drop of doom. The hive, the spawning pool, the Hydra's den. Is there any way Reynor can break back into his main? The spawning pool, gone. The ramp, held. 16 drones alongside it. Viper's trying to get involved. One blinding cloud. Great blinding cloud. Catches most of the tanks. Looking for more. The Lurker spread is good. Lings and Banes. Has to pick up, has to get out. Reynor holds for now. But another attack to the north. High-sec auto-tracking is done. That's how you know everything else is off the agenda. Hatchery forced to cancel. Not a good sign when you're down 50 supply against a Terran who won't stop punching you in the face. The Lurkers move up, but Lurkers are not a unit you want to be scrambling around with. You want to be preemptive, ideally. The Lurker den itself, somehow most of the Marines get out of there. Heromarine stalled out for now, but it is temporary. I think I saw Liberators in production. He just drops out, another base down. A masterclass right now. from the guy, well, he named himself appropriately. Even, oh, come on. Pre-stims? Yeah, he wanted to fight that, but back into the main where the hive was saved, but for how long and at what cost? Heromarine banking up a huge amount of money now. Still maintaining his income throughout this. No counter pressure at all from Reynor, besides the saddest Nidus I've seen in a long while. It was more sad than a Nidus that just dies, because it was there, one lurker popped out, and then it died. And it wasn't like a quick process. It was very sad. There was a whole, like, contemplation process there. He went through all the stages. The lurkers must hold. Drags in a tank. But Heromarine, you can see it on the mini-map. You don't even need to really watch what's going on up front to get the idea. In fact, it might be misleading. Because on the mini-map, you can see Heromarine exerting pressure on all sides. He's pushing heavily to the north, but any chance Reynor has to break out to the south is being shut down. Now, this double drop. Okay, well he's obviously not paying attention to that because of, wait, will this, on a scale of 1 to extra sad, how sad will this Nidus Swarm be? Big Gabe. Oh, here come some Marines. I saw this in the trailer. Oh, come on. Oh, is that more or less sad? It's unclear, but anyway, it's close. It's a close game. Meanwhile, though, a lot of Marines still fighting, looking to target down Yanks in a tank. Gets another one. I didn't even see that tank. Reynor approaching 600 average APM. Heromarine at nearly 400. Remember, a lot of that is simply just building Zerglings. 9 more lurkers on the way. Reynor refuses to die, but Heromarine has not let up on the pressure. A Liberator now added to the mix, the next piece of the puzzle. Marines looking for any opportunity they get. One to distract Reynor. It doesn't necessarily have to do damage. Liberator still finding it. The Spore Crawler eventually kills it, but not before 12 drones go down. I don't know how Reynor turns this back. I'm not sure how that's possible, but let's see if he can teach me. Finds a Blinding Cloud on the further tanks. Dunks lurkers on the front. The Queen getting involved, transfusing the Vipers as well. Heromarine picks up, yanks the tank a little closer. Can't afford any extra time on this. Oh, but Heromarine targets down a Viper. Meanwhile, scans and sees another base has been taken. Reynor still down 50 supply. Heromarine still sitting on more CCs than the particularly successful Somali scammer. And right now, Liberators encroaching on... Reynor needs this now. He's starting to mine out of... He's starting to mine out of his first, second, and third bases. He needs a fourth and a fifth to keep it going. But Heromarine refuses to let him have it. The Marines split just enough. The tank's out of range, out of reach. The Vipers can help a little with that. Decent Blinding Cloud. Another one as well, but that's just a delaying tactic. A few lurkers. Reynor desperately needs a counterattack. But is this going to be enough? Don't make me laugh. I thought I would have a joke after that, but then I followed my own advice. So, drop in the main. And this, oh, there's even a ghost involved. He's slowly sprinkled in all of the units that you need to deal with a more technical later game Zerg. The Liberators to circumvent the lurkers, the ghosts to counter both Vipers and lurkers, and they aren't bad fighting themselves. Come on, Reynor. Okay, Reynor. It's the Big Gabe Weekly, not the not the Reynor Weekly. I don't know. Originality not required when Heromarine just keeps improving on the same styles. What? You're still in the scan? Well, okay. Well, if this lurker somehow kills... Yeah, I don't think so. And game one will decisively and with purpose go to the man himself. Proving his place. Reynor are kind of outclassed there. The Flex Terran opener. I might have to, if there are specific builds, then maybe come up with something more specific. But I've seen that only a couple times now. We'll see if he tries it again. I don't know if it's like an actual standard meta build, but or if it's something you mix in every once in a while, like battle cruiser builds. I haven't seen a battle cruiser in a while. I haven't seen a battle cruiser in a... They can't hear me. This is replays. Thank you, ESL. But I haven't seen a battle cruiser in a while. Big Gabe. I don't know about you. It really, though, I don't know. I think people just kind of realized, one, battlecruiser builds have a big opening to queen pushes. Hashtag Yas Queens. And Reynor, well, most Zergs have come to accept the true superiority of the queen for every purpose. But battlecruiser builds just kind of fell off as well because they're once they get figured out, it's a huge investment for relatively little return. You got the score? Took you that long? Can you count to 1? Okay. This many fingers. Where will we? Yeah, Reynor just got dunked on. I think Reynor I don't... Where did he go wrong? Reynor may have tried to expand too far instead of focusing more on units. Because he never put any real pressure on Heromarine. Like, he did some baneling drops, a few run-bys, those very sad Nidus worms. But Heromarine was allowed to get to like 170 supply and then go. And that is every Terran's, both at any level of moistness, dream. Okay, you ask a Terran player, what do they want? A true Terran player will tell you, I want 70 SCVs, 8 barracks, 3 factories, 2 reactored starports, and I don't want to ever build units that aren't tanks or units that start with M. That's what I want in my life. That seems like a lot, but it's actually relatively simple, especially compared to the other races. So, if they can parade Marines and Marauders and be dropping medevacs and splitting and stimming and sieging up the tanks, I mean, come on. You know, maybe I should talk about the fact that Reynor did a pull first and then Heromarine decided he didn't want to scout. You might be like, why does that matter? Because since Heromarine didn't scout, he had a few extra minerals. Well, one, his command center's finished, but that's not that relevant. He had a few extra minerals to make sure he got everything else on time. So, Reynor did a pull first to try to sneak, like, a delay on the command center. Heromarine countered that by just not scouting. Add this to the list of Terran dreams. Is, I never want to scout. For 5 minutes, I will do my build, and then I will execute it. Like... Even the Reaper micro for anyone but Clem and Beyond seems superfluous. It seems extra fancy and unneeded. There you go. I'm gonna use my normie words, which I have the greatest of. I always do feel like sometimes even for pros, the Reaper is too big of a point. Like, sure, you can get 2 lings and maybe slow down a creep tumor, but I mean... So, Heromarine with about the least units possible is about to do a 2-prong. Is it even 2-prong? Yeah, I think Reynor saw this. Nope. Get off our lawn. He tried for the main, but we'll take the alternative. Which is just, I guess, killing overlords. Some damage here. Oh, I'm dropping off at the back. A baneling nest relatively quick. Reynor says red is sus right now. Reynor thinks this could be Hellbats. And after the last game, like, that's a great, by the way, game 1 build to bring out. I don't know if he was looking for creep tumors then, but going for the Flex Terran, because Reynor went through the... Wait, is he going mech? Oh, he's not going mech. So you don't know now. Is it going to be Hellbats? Because even if you see Marines, it could be Hellbats. Even if you see Hellions, it could be Marines. He's kind of established himself as a multifaceted Terran player. And what that really means is he's going to build a lot of Marines. And that means that Reynor felt the need to build a baneling nest well before building a lair, which isn't ideal. He felt the need to... Well, he's getting a lair first here. He's got plenty of Zerglings. There's enough. Honestly, at this point, I'd take an armory. I mean, if you're offering, which usually isn't how it works. The knitting crew coming together, throwing those Joanne Fabrics TM recently nerfed sewing needles directly into the medevacs hull. You know, the price stays the same, but the needles keep getting smaller. Lizard! What Queens need is 0.5 range buff, okay? Enough to not actually do it. I'm not even sure if that would work. There are no 0.5 ranges that I know of. Splash damage, I guess, would be like something like... Oh. Well, the Queens just shoot down a Banshee. You really think he's going to take that fourth? Heromarine making sure he's ready. The Queens are the only defense for the fourth, and they're more than enough right now. Meanwhile, Heromarine. Oh my god, how crazy is this? Heromarine has a bunch of barracks, building tanks, medevacs with double upgrades. But his third base is now being chewed upon by about a dozen Zerglings or so. So that was annoying. But that's what the Banshees... Oh. We might lose a few. But this attack without combat shields is a little wow. Deep in the paint. Ooh. A little deep onto the creep there, Mr. Gabe. Meanwhile, all the SCVs that came over here did kind of die. So that... The Banshee eventually killed the Zerglings, but... It's not its ideal target. So this is leaving Heromarine at an awkwardly low SCV count from where he'd love to be right now. Right now, if he was at 70 SCVs, he could just push. But 53 is a bit of a 10. Whoa, Brenda! What? Losing 3. Oh, most of those had at least a transfusion. Why are the Evos here? What is this? Reynor's like, I liked it when my Evos died mid-upgrade last time. I'm gonna continue refining that strat. This time they died with +1 researching. So, you know, that's kind of a huge fucking deal right there. What is this? Oh, yeah. The other one, too. Why not? Wow, okay, so Reynor's just now a full 2 upgrades behind because he just jammed his Evos right in front of the third. What is this? It's like some patrol splitting coming out of Heromarine here. Using the patrol command to split off just some of the Marines, and then the rest heading back. Maybe just 8-click, I don't know. He's just clicking a lot. He may just win the game here, because, like, you can't really plan for that. Reynor's sending out a handful of Zerglings. The orbital is actually kind of low. But you can't, like... He just lost his 1-1. That's more important than the hatch. I'd rather lose the hatch. I'd rather lose maybe 2 hatches than lose 1-1, especially that close to done. You have to restart. Like, if it was just started, fine, but... +1 Carapace was like 15 seconds out. And that's such a simple thing. It doesn't... Here's the problem. Well, that's a great flank there. The problem... I figured out the problem, guys. It doesn't take much APM to place Evos. So Reynor just kind of slaps them down and moves on to 500 APM somewhere else. So... I guess. I don't know. Like, this is... I can't stress how bad this is. Like, against the style that Heromarine is playing, if you don't have either a huge economic lead, which he doesn't, or at least close on upgrades, no amount of flanks is going to save you. Like, he might even, if he kills all these Marines, it doesn't matter. There's another round, and another round, and another, and they keep coming, and they don't stop coming, and they don't stop coming, and they don't stop stimming, and they don't stop winning, and that's what happens when you lose your upgrades. As we see, it continues. Reynor continues to try to battle it back, but he's down on larva. And the upgrades make it so he literally can't, even if he had unlimited money, it'd be hard to put enough units on the field with this many hatcheries. He's upgrading a hive and 1-1 at the same time. Heromarine going to have 2-2. At this point, each of his Marines is essentially like Republic Commando over here. The Banelings. Okay, alright. The Banelings. He goes... That is about the best fight Reynor ever could have taken. Alright, he killed all the Marines right before 2-2 was done. And here comes... And they don't stop coming! That was the best situation. A perfect flank, catches the Marines, minimum upgrade advantage, and it wasn't even close to enough. Like, gunning down the Queens, slaughtered. Everything. The Banelings shrugged off. The Hydras cut down. The Zerglings. What a joke. The drones 2-0. Okay, so we can all learn from Reynor here. Don't just put your Evos in front of your third. Just like... Don't do it. Like... That was... So first game was pretty dominant from Heromarine. That looked like a tutorial right there. Like... Okay, don't do this, this, or this, and then do this, this, and this. Like, and even, like, if Reynor had the upgrades, the Zergling counterattacks were decent. Like, he killed 10 SCVs at a key timing. Killing 10 SCVs still pales in comparison to losing +1 Carapace with 15 seconds left. And it wasn't like Heromarine went out of his way. It was literally in his way! He could not have gone around it. He had to go through it. He had no choice to attack this base but to go through the Evos. Game 3. Big Gabe looking for another weekly. Put another in his voluptuous belt. I don't know if that word has ever been used for belts before, but here we are. I feel like I should say something. Isn't that my job? Like and subscribe. I keep forgetting. It's taking too long. Like, at this point, people already tuned out. If I don't tell them to smash that like button in the first 30 seconds, you might as well not tell them to smash that like button at all. So. But here we are. You made it this far. If you're continuing, like, if you turned off the match, that last match, saying Reynor's washed up and evaporated. Well, welcome back. Hopefully, we see a little bit. And it's not like it was even a huge... It's one big mistake there. Which is usually how players like Reynor lose so quickly. Rarely does a player like Reynor make a lot of little mistakes. But if you can find that one big mistake, and rarely is it so glaring and directly with effectively neon flashing lights in your way, but those are what define the match. Like, a big mistake, not nearly on the scale, but a big mistake from Heromarine was just not having anything at his third. Like, relying on one Banshee to defend constant lane counterattacks. That was a mistake. He lost 10 plus SCVs to Zerglings that, if 5 Marines were there, would have been defended. Like, and that's the kind of stuff that Reynor usually uses to pry open the game and get himself, if not into a winning position, either even or ahead. We will see. This time, we're not seeing the quickest third CC. What do you have? Big Gabe, we haven't seen a battle cruiser in a while. No, okay, so the reason that some Terrans will do that with the early mules is because technically, if you put the mules on the close patch, they mine faster, so you get more minerals for your build. But if you put them on the close patch, when they're about to time out, they start mining the minerals, and they take a while to do it. They grab them, and then they die right before they get back to the command center, and those minerals are gone forever. So you lose like the 20 minerals or so. Big Gabe, we haven't seen battle cruisers! He says, say no more. I'm a big fan, Winter. And an even bigger Gabe. And here we are. Fusion core. Somehow this is going to be for Liberator range. I don't know. He heard my prayer and my call. And my poem. Alright, so the Hellions get 2 drone kills. It's a little ambitious. Still gets 4. Decent scout as well, but like... Overlord speed is gonna spot the fusion. It's a battle cruiser! Well, unfortunately this is about as bad as it gets to go battle cruiser. Reynor scouted it before it started. There's going to be a bio follow-up to it, it looks like. We got Stim on the way. Most of the counter is queens. He's not even getting a lair. Some players will try to rush into a spire, but Reynor, well, when you have an overlord, you kind of have free run of the base until the battle cruiser comes out. He sees the barracks, he sees the 3rd CC. He knows this isn't a battle cruiser build, it's a battle cruiser opener. It's probably just the one. And then he's going into bio. It's battle cruiser bio. Battle bio cruiser. There's something there. We'll figure it out. He jumps in behind the natural. Get off our lot! They are well prepared. Oh, this is a citation, sir. Oh, that you are too large. And also, so is your owner. It is not allowed around here. Look at how wide I am. That is maximum thickness for this side of the map. You must leave, or be fined about 3 HP per hit for every second you stay around. Well, so be it. I'm just here so I don't get fined. Well, so that's kind of why battle cruiser builds fell out of style, is because people learned hashtag Yas Queens, and queens and a couple well-placed spores are usually enough to at least heavily discourage the battle cruiser, if not kill it. And that's really all you can do with that flying laser bathtub. Battle cruisers need another buff again. Alright. What I want is when you upgrade, like, you have another upgrade, you can keep upgrading Yamato cannons, okay? It's just an infinite upgrade. I've been playing too much Dyson Sphere. And each one adds a charge to the Yamato cannons. So, at some point, you can charge up like 10 Yamato cannons. And there you go. And just unleash volleys. And that, I think that would be fair and balanced. So it's just queens against marines. Oh, a few zerglings come in. Oh, we don't talk about Susan. Meanwhile, the battle cruiser has tactical jump up. It can get out. Assuming... Oh! What a save. Yep. Gets 2 drones, which is 4 kills on a battlecruiser. No matter what those kills were, doesn't seem like enough. Oh, Marines in the main. Not focusing on the creep, just going for the main base here. Heromarine finishes up 1-1, but he still doesn't have combat shields. That makes things pretty difficult. So the issue is if the battlecruiser doesn't put on much pressure, the creep spread is pretty much untouched. The drone count explodes. Here, Reynor's now at 86 drones, and he's building 9 more. So that's a few. The Zerg essentially can go about their build while just throwing in a few more queens and spores. Yeah, we've got some Hellbats here, but even without Baneling speed, that's not enough. You can see the difference between, like, a little pressure with Marines and Hellions, which easily transitions into a Marine tank build, and building a big-ass battlecruiser that flies around and looks angry for a while. Like, oh, here we are again. 400. Cost as much as... Oh, my God. I don't know what happened here, but a medevac died, and that's not a good sign. The battlecruiser costs as many minerals as a command center and as much gas as both +1 and +2 combined. Like weapon upgrades. So, which one do you think pays off more in the long run? I mean, this is annoying. Reynor only has 94 drones, so he'll be down in the 80s, and that would be sad. If the battlecruiser is particularly ambitious. Yeah, this is, Well, now we get to see Heromarine fighting from what is effectively behind. He's not, like, losing, but he's also not winning. At any point, like, Reynor is not too long away from starting his counterattacks here. And Heromarine is just trying to delay that as long as possible. Battlecruiser going toe-to-toe with the Queens. The Queens, not happy about it. And haven't been for this entire game. A Marine/mine drop cleaned up. Now here's the problem. It's definitely a snowball effect. Not so much in the units themselves, but in your attention. So when you're playing, when one thing goes wrong, that means you probably are focusing even harder on the next thing. But if you're focusing harder on the next thing, it makes it more likely other things will go wrong. And it sounds very intangible, but very quickly you can see, oh, that drop dies, and that drop dies, and oh no, I lost 12 lings to Bane, or 12 SCVs to Banelings, and that all gets out of control. I mean, Heromarine's maxed out, but does it really feel like it? The upgrades, 2-2 is done for Reynor against just 2-1 for Heromarine. The battlecruiser still exists. He's actually still microing it, stimming in the Marines. They're getting in behind. The Banelings are closing the distance. And Heromarine not able to find the target fire. Don't come back. Liberator range is on the way. An interesting choice. I think he's feeling like defense is going to be required. And Liberators are great at both counter-harassment and just defending. Oh, the barn! What are those? I hate Widow Mines. So do I, Brenda. So do I. Heromarine making things happen. Oh, the backbone of the defense. Half a dozen spine crawlers aren't much compared to well-upgraded Marines. The battlecruiser starting to add up. Meanwhile, lurkers. Who's flanking who here? Oh, no. Supply freed up. Heromarine making moves. I'm going to go to the Heromarine action cam for a bit.
Your forces are under attack.
As we see, flanking over to the right. Adding on more. Is this really his camera? No, it's not. What am I doing? Meanwhile, Marines, medevacs, get out. Clearing up creep on the left side.
Mineral field
Splitting off some of the medevacs without units, looking for more on the right, adding production. Widowmine drop queued up.
Your forces are under
Another set. Liberators start to siege up, gets behind the spores, make sure they burrow, gets the medevac maybe out of there.
complete.
10 drones go down. Heromarine doesn't know how well they did. He knows they went off, though. Sees the Viper, sees the Lurkers, realizes that's an opportunity. Great Widowmine hit as well. Bringing everything together on this one.
Mineral field completed.
Realizing that Reynor has committed a lot to defending his outlying bases, so just an all-out push might be worth his time. Oh, the abducts yank things in. The hatch, oh my god. But the Liberators are finding the Lurkers. Heromarine finding some progress here.
Is under attack.
Oh no! But all that focus.
Forces are under attack.
The reason he got some damage done. Going back to the Reynor. 600 APM carpal tunnel cam. Oh, the double Nidus network! Oh, the Nidus fiber connections being added on. Zerglings, Nidus, Lurkers. Meanwhile, Zerglings are still finding opportunities. He's ripping through all of the bases, and that leaves an opportunity. He sees the medevacs come back. That means the Lings and the Lurkers can go forward. The Vipers in support. More hatcheries need to be built. More Lurkers coming up, but an attack on the left side forces Lurkers to burrow. Double Nidus into the main, looking for more. The Vipers forced to pull back. A handful of Zerglings split off. The Viper's still intact. Lurkers dunk it down, finds a good opportunity. More Niduses! Additional Niduses! Can he unburrow from them? Looking on the other side. The Lurkers looking for an opportunity. Make sure they burrow. Inject. If you missed it, I wouldn't blame you. He just injected all his hatches. Meanwhile, is there anything in the Nidus? He realizes the Liberator's there, but he loads some Lings in from the eggs. Meanwhile, left side has to pull back some of the Lurkers. How many Lurkers are going to be committed? Those Liberators are making things a little awkward. I'm gonna add some more Niduses to the main. At some point, he'll have more buildings in the main than Heromarine, but it might take a bit. The Lurkers dunk their faces down, looking for more. Lurkers scan, but gonna get the planetary. Big. Oh, and actually outflanks with the Niduses within Heromarines own main. Lurkers get away. Not quick enough reaction. Gets back into the Nidus, saving the day. I can't believe I'm watching this. He doesn't have enough energy for a second abduct. But he wanted it, though, because, I mean, like, come on. Oh. Oh my god, fucking Widowmines. Yeah, I know, Reynor, I know. Oh, the Overseer shows up looking for more. Liberator still intact. Maybe don't mind from that. It's a little dicey. Losing more drones. Still 76. The game is getting out of hand. Back to the Heromarine action
Your
cam.
forces are under attack.
Looking for more. Trying to stall out Reynor on the right side while applying whatever pressure he can to the left. But he has no more units over there. Even drones getting involved. Things are getting hectic on both sides. Liberators in production. Supplies dead even. Economies about even. Actually, almost exactly even on income. Army supply favoring Heromarine, but a lot of it is in production right now. Oh, Brenda! Slaughtered. Meanwhile, is there enough anti-air to deal with the Liberators? The Liberators gonna siege up here. The Widowmines drawn into the Marines by Reynor. Looking for more potential abducts. And finding more. Another scan. Constantly trying to deal with the Lurkers with scans. A Raven would die and not be worth even remotely the time and effort to get one and micro it. So scans are what we rely on, but they're becoming less and less reliable. The Zerglings still somehow there was a Nidus in the main, adding on another base. Reynor clearing up the Liberators, the bio in an awkward situation now. More reinforcements coming. There's not that many Lurkers. He sees something enough that he can take the fight. Not target firing the Lurkers with the Liberator squad yet, but he gets the base on the right side. There has been next to no pressure on the other side. Reynor, what are you up to? Reynor, they're looking for more Niduses. He injects 12 hatcheries or so, consuming a few, getting the Viper energy back up. Reynor still maintaining a slightly higher worker count, but he doesn't have that much to mine from either. Are you gonna slap the Nidus down? He does. Neither player. They're spending every single bit of their nearly... Well, now Reynor has an income lead. As a base was taken out relatively recently, and Mules time out eventually. And when you're using all these scans, you don't have enough energy for Mules because that's just how math works. And I don't want to talk about math. I want to talk about this push on the left side that Reynor's coming in with a bunch of Hydras and more Vipers on the way. A lot of the bio is already bruised. A couple Lurker swipes or spines or slashes or whatever you want to call them. Spines. They're spines. That's what they're called. Meanwhile, Zergling counterattack through. This one Liberator, being incredibly annoying, splits off the Zerglings, looking for more. The orbital itself is vulnerable. Liberators trying to defend, trying to flank as well. Heromarines army outflanking Reynor for now, using the speed zones in order to get away in time, but it's just orbitals all over the place. A good sign for Reynor. He's going to be able to get damage done with the Zerglings since no planetaries are holding that position. The Mules are on the run. Both players somehow managed to max out. Despite everything that's happening, their supplies have gone up. The economy's maintained for now. Lurkers on the left, Zerglings up the center, defense on the right. Heromarine the opposite. The Liberators all caught a little off guard, maybe? Yes? No parasitic bomb, not that many Lurkers here, but a great counterattack out of Reynor. Making real progress. Going back to Big Gabe on the other side. Try to keep up. No one can. That's why they're here. Another set of Liberators. He's taking damage on the left side, but that base was getting closer to mining out, and minerals are obviously the most valuable resource here. But attack comes in from the left. GG taps it out. The flank was too much. Reynor brought the Lurkers back instead of pressing forward. Heromarine didn't really factor that in. And that extra 30-40 supply out of Reynor that was attacking the base instead is now crushing the army. And Heromarine plummets 60 supply in significantly less than that second. A pretty good game. But before we get into, we should have done this on game 2. What? I'm sorry. Okay. Well, we got to thank our sponsors. If you guys could pause ad block, that'd be awesome. I'll be right back. Hey everyone, I'm Winter, and I'm here to talk to you about how amazing it is if you smash that like button. Alright? You subscribe. You vote in all the exciting polls. Like, I think one of the most exciting polls we had, those completely non-ulterior motive YouTube polls, was like, what is more valuable in a death match? Like, if you had to kill another human being, and you had to do it with one of these two things, what would it be? A carrot or an onion? And that stimulated a lot of important discussion. And I think more content like that is what people want. But if you like this content, well then, like and subscribe and find more. But wait, also our Amazon overlords want to get involved, and they've got the speed upgrade. So Prime Gaming, do you have Amazon Prime? Don't lie. We know. Connect it with Twitch, and you can get Prime Gaming every month. You can get exciting loot for free. $1 million every single month in GTA Online. Also, you want to get magic tiles, Words with Friends. I don't think Words with Friends. I don't know about Words with... Like, you can get, like a third of a League of Legends skin. Who wouldn't love this shit? Prime Gaming. But wait, there's more. Did you know every month for free you can subscribe to a streamer of your choice, or even me? And even if, Winter, you stream at times I'm supposed to sleep because I'm a normal human being, well, I'm sorry to hear that. But it doesn't matter because web pages work 24 hours a day. So go over to twitch.tv/wintergaming and go smash that Prime Gaming. The subscribe is different. It's different than YouTube. It's a little confusing. But if you don't do it right now, you're losing money from me. So subscribe today with all the things, or else. Thank you. Good night. Thank you guys for sticking around. We're back to Game 4 of the ESL Open Big Gabe Weekly number 56-ish. Thank you to ESL again for letting me take a look at these amazing players. Check them out, play.eslgaming.com. Every Monday, you can waste one of these two players' time in the first or second round. Let me introduce once again. In the top left. In the top left. In the top left. Up 2 games to 1. Big Gabe. The biggest of all games ever recorded. And then some. And in the bottom right, of course, the Italian stallion. The soon-to-be advertisement for recovering from carpal tunnel. It's Reynor. Is Raynorax good for you? Ask your doctor today. I tried Raynorax, and side effects may include death. But also, it might solve your problems. Who knows? Subscribe. He doesn't have carpal tunnel. Best I know. But I mean, like, when someone's sitting at 600 APM, 10 actions per second, on average, sustained, sometimes higher, there either needs to be, like, inspiration for solving wrist issues, or we need to get, like once he finally retires a billionaire from esports, we need to do, like, when he dies, he needs to donate his arms to science. The rest of him he can do whatever he wants with, but just his arms. And maybe his brain. But that's it, though. Okay, everything else is whatever you want. Like, mostly the arms. So, last time, remember how that started. A battle cruiser build. Heromarine never really got the momentum in the first 5-6 minutes that he did in the previous matches. Like, the first 2 matches, he went 3cc into full Terran. He got Marines and tanks and just parading across the map. The battle cruiser seemed to give Reynor enough space because he scouted it so early and dealt with it so easily. The game was a lot longer than 10 minutes, but at no point did it feel like Heromarine was really threatening Reynor. Whereas, at almost each fight, it was 1 or 2 bad moves away from Reynor just overrunning Heromarine, and that we saw that at the very end, where Heromarine making great moves across the map, but then he makes 1 misstep into the flanking army, and is just sliced and diced. Looks like we're back to the classics. 3cc, the 4 starport. Full greed. The thing is, the starport comes up quick enough that unless it's a particularly committed and very quick roach all-in, which could be scouted by a Reaper, by the way, you can build a Banshee. Like, you'll probably take damage to a committed roach all-in, especially if you don't spot it too quick, but you got time to build a Banshee, maybe even get a bunker or 2 up. So it's not like you just lose if you get attacked. But it is a risk, and that's why Heromarine is super active with the Reaper. And Banshee it is. I'm pretty sure this is just like, he might try the all-in this time. It's a good, safe bet. Terrans have been going 3cc Hellion Banshee for over a decade now. For over half of Raynor's life, Terrans have been going 3cc Hellion Banshee. And for over half of Raynor's life, I think he's been dealing with it. So, it's not like you just counter it. It just works. It's a style and a build that have withstood the test of all of StarCraft 2. And is still reliable because it gives you good scouting, it gives you the opportunity to do damage while having map control and controlling creeps. But if you do need to defend, oh, well, that was a big commitment. Is he going to get out? He doesn't get out of that. Yeah, that was, well, he really wanted that queen. And I mean, who can blame him? Kills a lot of Zerglings in turn. Banshee Cloak. Coming up. Are the Banshees even across the map? Yeah, so this is what tells you it's mostly defensive, but like many things in good Terran openers, it's a double-edged sword. And I don't mean like it'll be used to cut you, which is the misnomer for most double-edged swords. I mean, it's either defense or it's offense. And that was good on defense, it's even better on offense. So there go the Banshee. Instead of... Oh! Oh, come... What? Wow. I was like, oh, he's trying to stealth past the tumors. And then he just kills the creep tumor, giving everything away. The thing is, I'm pretty sure that Reynor had an idea before. Mostly because he scouted the starport upgrading cloak. So that is usually a bit of a giveaway. The Banshees won't get much done, but here's the important part. And here's the difference between this and last game. Is while Reynor's getting a great economy, he's adding on the Spire, so we're going to get some mutas going on. Heromarine has that 3cc so quick. He's no longer intimidated or potentially outclassed by the economy of the Zerg. When you let a Zerg just get up to 3-4 bases and just spamming injects, they just get so many drones so quick compared to a Terran who has a later third. But right now, Heromarine has 64 SCVs in 6 minutes and 40. So for those of you who are like, Winter, I can't get 50 SCVs in 8 minutes like your basic-ass guide says. And no, I'm not changing the Terran guide for 2021. Heromarine is doing a build from 2010. Go watch Day J. This is a Wings of Liberty game. So here we are. Queen almost targeted. There's a tank. There's a tank. There's a tank. Which no one expected. I mean, Heromarine maybe. So far, besides a few numbers, like in timings and stuff, this is actually how we played Wings of Liberty. There hasn't been a single upgrade that wasn't in Wings of Liberty. Until he makes a Widow Mine, that will continue to be true. Mutas are better. They got that extra health regen in Heart of the Swarm. And then they became... Oh, run, fly! And then everyone has a better economy to start, which is why you don't see mutas as early as much. Is because, oh, where are you going to go? How is Heromarine outflanking mutas? Well, they find a way out. They had to work for it, though. +2/+2. Now, the one thing these mutas cost Reynor, by the way, is his upgrade. Oh, no! And this is part of why we don't grow mutas. Because a strong gust of wind will kill them, let alone a bunch of Marines. Oh, he hit the rocks! A bit of a messy counterattack, because Heromarines gonna get damage done. Reynor gonna try to hold on. The mutas are committed to the counter. Heromarine is holding. He loses a lot of SCVs, but the push, he's been able to maintain enough momentum. So, just almost a base trade, a semi-base trade. The problem is, base trading a Terran has never been a successful proposition. Heromarine loses 19 SCVs, but he now has nearly double army supply. The thing is, if he loiters enough on creep here, the Baneling count will get high enough to be dangerous, unless he spreads his Marines like the butter he uses on his SCV's biscuits. In which case, well, here we are. He can't spread them too thin or the mutas will kill him. But the thing is, he killed a lot of the mutas, so that means it's a lot harder to pick off groups of Marines. Like if you have 15 mutas, 4 Marines are nothing. If you have 5 mutas, 4 Marines are very much something. And Heromarine with the methodical push. He's up 20 supply. Reynor reached too far. Potentially too fast. 1-1 is now done. The flank from the back. Some mutas getting involved. The Zerglings running every which way. Marines standing their ground. Marines holding their ground. And Marines for the hero of them, winning Big Gabe. Another dominant 3-1 victory against one of the best Zergs in the whole damn world, looking like an amateur compared to the just mechanical strength and overwhelming largeness of Big Gabe. So, for 3 games, Heromarine putting on, and he might have been streaming and commentating at the same time, making all of us look bad, because Heromarine streams as like he wins all these tournaments against Reynor, is like rank 3 GM. English is his second language, and still does better commentary than me. But that's not important. What's important is that was a tutorial right there for Terran players. 3 games. And then the other one he went battle cruisers. So let that be a lesson. And if you enjoyed that lesson, like, subscribe, ring the bell, leave a comment like Heromarine would. Probably not on YouTube, but, you know. Thankfully, there was no Protoss, so I was very good in this tournament. Okay, I got it. And congratulations. Thank you for watching. Good luck, and have fun.